There with that 540. Definitely a snowboard type spin.
Chad's actually being really aggressive considering that he's got an injured hand. You can see it taped up there, and if he fell on that, I can't imagine how it would hurt.
Nice, Chad. Nice, Chad. Yeah, Chad, keep it going.
I believe he got that injury at the Extreme Games, and he's still trying stylish moves like that toe wheelie across the launch box.
That's also part of Chad's signature style thing. He just took a bunch of duct tape and kind of made it a big fist. And he's still using it, doing a nice Miller flip on the wall.
All right, that was his 15-second warning, so he's setting up. Let's see what he's got left.
And an attempt at a grind on wood. He was trying to slide across wood between his wheels.
And to finish it up with a one-handed cartwheel. All right, there's a great frontside grind by Chad.
And here, it's a Miller flip, throws his body completely upside down. Very nice wall ride. Nice solid run. Started out real strong, had a little trouble at the end. You start getting tired?
Yeah, I'm really sore. I'm exhausted from today. It's really hot out, you know. Everyone's experiencing a lot of, it's so hot out, everyone's just dehydrated and whatnot, so.
Well, good job, Chad.
Thanks.
All right, drop in. We've got Webby.
Webby's from Northern California. He skates for a team called Team Adventures. These guys are very technical skaters.
For a little guy, he's really pushing it, skating fast all over this course and trying to get up these really huge ramps. Those ramps are about 6 or 7 feet, some of them.
Webby's only 15 years old, and he's skating with a lot of energy. Little toe heel across the box. Oh! And a pretty hard fall. You have to land exactly between your middle wheels, or you can pay for it on a rail slide.
Rails are very slick. They're made of metal, and these guys use metal grind plates on their skates. So once metal hits metal, you're looking at a really fast slide, and sometimes you can slip right off.
And a technical grind, that's a switch stance front side to a front side.
And there's his 15-second warning, so Webby's going to see if he can pull out some more muster in this incredible Chicago heat.
And a nice far side grind. He's jumping up over the rail and landing on the sole of his foot. Very difficult.
That was a rail-to-rail transfer by Webby as well, up on the box.
And a nice backside grind. The judges are looking for grinds, airs, and use of the whole street course, and that's exactly what Zach did.
Replaying the style move, the toe heel across the pyramid.
Each skater's been having a lot of fun out here, and Zach just wanted to show that even though he's young, he's good and he's got some style.
Dropping in from Colorado is B. Love Harden with a big method over the launch box.
They call him Love because he is a smooth skater and a smooth guy. He's also a video star, which means a lot of skaters out there have seen him in videos pulling off really big tricks, and he's becoming one of the sport's personalities.
With a long rail slide over the rail box, almost over the kink. That was an incredible move.
And a nice little mute to late 180. He paused, he held it, and then he turned 180 degrees.
You might notice that a lot of these competitors are out here wearing long pants in this 106-degree heat in Chicagoland. That's because they like the style, but it also covers up their pads, as you can see them bursting through on B's pants. That Chicago backdrop is really dramatic, Mark.
That it is, and here comes B with a fakey 360. That means he's approaching it backwards, spinning 360 degrees, and landing backwards.
Coming right out of it into a rail. You know, B is known as a rail king. He actually won the best trick contest at the Extreme Games with a rail move, but he's really improved his launching abilities over the years.
And he was attempting a front side to switch stance front, meaning he was turning his body a full 180 degrees, attempting to land back on the rail again. Couldn't quite pull it.
And you can see the heat getting to these competitors.
And B with a strong launch here, airing up over the box, reaching across his body and pulling his feet back.
Now watch, he's approaching that already 4-foot tall rail box, clearing another 2 feet, sliding an 8-foot rail, attempting to make it over the kink. A powerful move by B. Harden, doesn't quite make it, but still a strong attempt.
And here, a fakie to fakie 360. B winding up backwards, spinning 360 degrees, and sticking it. B Love, nice run, bro. 11 tricks, he pulled almost all of them off.
We came down from a really hot day. And I knew that I just basically did my run compared to everyone else's. I mean, everybody else wasn't doing a lot of tricks. They were just flailing around the course. Some people did really good. But I knew if I did basic stuff that I knew I could do, and a lot of them I would do really well. And I think I did a pretty good job, I hope.
Did damn well, man.
Now let's take a look at some highlights from some of the other top competitors in the Pro Street Prelims. We're starting it off with Hamish McRae from New Zealand.
Hamish came out very strong, doing some very technical tricks, and also real gutsy tricks like this. A nice solid.
Next up is Tom Fry, dropping in to show his stuff. He's from the land down under.
He's Australia's best. He came out skating his best, pulling off some beautiful rail slides and linking tricks like this. A nice wall ride to a topside sole. He just linked trick after trick after trick.
And next up from Pebble Beach, California is Dayton Coopersmith.
Dayton started off with some nice grinds, but his highlight of his run were his airs. Like this, a nice little shifty to late 180.
The current leaderboard showing B. Love Harden on top. And no Chris Edwards, because even after having a top run score in the first run, he had to bow out due to fatigue.
I'm Mark Shays, and we'll be back with more of the ASA 1995 Pro Tour.
GMC's mission in designing the 95 GMC Jimmy? Combine the strength of a GMC truck with the ride and comfort of a car. At Benningfield GMC, they know when you walk around one of the many in-stock, newly designed Jimmys, you'll know it's a truck. But when you drive it, you'll wonder who put the car inside this GMC truck. And now Benningfield GMC has their best selection of the year with 2- and 4-door Jimmys ready for immediate delivery at 95 closeout prices. Benningfield Buick GMC Trucks BMW.
Sunday Night NFL on TNT looks at the linebacker, plays defense, roguishly independent, loves to hit people, feeds off intimidation, brute force, relentless pursuits. So what do you think happens when he has to wait till Sunday night to play? Sunday Night NFL on TNT.
429-2001. Baker, Lake, and Gilligaris, the firm for your future. Call now because your future begins today.
Roger Clemens has lost his best fastball.
He has not lost his best fastball, Jack.
Oh, come on, 89, 90 miles an hour tops.
95, 96, 2 weeks ago, 100 earlier this year in Detroit. He can still bring it.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
All right, wait, we can settle this real easily. Rocket, could you come in here for a second?
What's up, gang?
Jack here says you can't bring it anymore.
Oh, is that right? Can you hold that for me, please?
98. Pretty good. Pretty good. I told you those stories.
Got it.
Thanks, Roger.
You got it, guys. Anytime.
How you doing? Eric Launders here, down on the ASA street course. We figured we'd take a couple of minutes to show you some of the street course obstacles, as well as the tricks that are traditionally done on them. We've enlisted a couple of pros, and behind me we got the pyramid. This is a ramp. It's called the pyramid because it has 4 sides, and it's used by on all four sides by the pros for different spinning and launch maneuvers. We got B. Harden coming up. B with a nice grabbed 360. Chad Grau coming over with a nice stale Japan move. Just nice and smooth transition across the pyramid. All right, our next stop on the street course is an odd-looking ramp. It's called the elbow ramp. Some people call it a corner ramp or a hip ramp. That's because it's slightly kinked in the middle, and it allows for some interesting tricks when the skaters transfer over. B, Chad, hit it, bro. All right, here they come. Crossing over, getting set up. You need nice speed for the elbow. And B transfers with a nice backside grind. All right, and I think Chad's coming forward right now. Here he comes up. Let's see what Chad's going to do. Chad with a nice mute grab, re-entry right at the coping, little mini stall at the coping. You'll notice that the skaters hit the ramp and transfer over the corner. That's the idea of the hip ramp. All right, now we're over by the rail slide, or the kinked rail. This is a low rail, not the kind that come off of the larger boxes. The skaters like this because they can use it for a lot of variations. All right, guys, hit it. It's a little lower, so it's not quite a fall, and you'll see a lot more change-ups and variation-type tricks. All right, B coming across with a nice soul slide all the way down the kink. Tweaked it out there for a little bit of style. Here comes Chad, also with the soul through the kink. You'll notice that this rail is about 15 to 18 feet long, which is a pretty long slide. These guys jump up, they lock on, and you'll notice that their frames are actually perpendicular to the inch and a half steel rail. All right, so that's a close-up look at some of the obstacles as well as the skaters and the tricks you're going to see here at the ASA Pro Tour on the street course. I want to thank you guys, B and Chad, for coming out and showing us some tricks.
Hi, I'm Jack Hanna. Join me on Zoo Life to learn more about the animals of the world. Have you ever had a cuss on your head?
It's funny. It's full of fascinating facts. It's Zoo Life with Jack Hanna from Time Life. Zoo Life is a just-for-kids guided video tour to all sorts of animals. Your kids will travel to remote natural habitats and everywhere else animals live. They'll go behind the scenes, starting with your first specially priced Zoo Life video, Talking with the Animals. It's only $4.99.
What's this?
Where else would you meet a parrot this smart?
Truck.
And if you order by credit card now, you'll get animal bloopers free. You're gonna see some of the funniest moments from Jack's travels around the world. Get ready to learn and laugh with Zoo Life.
I'm out of here.
To order your Talking with the Animals, call 1-800-238-7600 or send $4.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling. Use your credit card and receive the Animal Bloopers video cassette free. Call now or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
Bobby Hoying and the Ohio State Buckeyes want to book their tickets to Pasadena. But Mike Allstott and the Boilermakers won't be tossing roses when Purdue tangles with Ohio State in a Big Ten skirmish in Columbus. Later, the Jayhawks are in the top 10 for the first time since '76. This week, they'll head south to Norman to line up against the Sooners in a Big 8 brawl. Purdue versus Ohio State at 12:30. Kansas versus Oklahoma at 7:30. This Saturday on ESPN.
Hey, welcome back. We're down on the street course. We got the amateurs warming up here in Chi-Town. They're going to show us what they've got because these are the local flavor. You want to meet some of them? Let's check them out.
What's your name?
Neil Seymour.
Yeah? Where you live?
Cary, Illinois.
Yeah? And tell me what you're doing here today.
Trying to win.
Yeah?
This is the first time I'm competing in this amateur today, and my number is, my number.
Hi, my name is Josh Kenyon from Rockford, Illinois. I'm 19 years old. Been skating for about 6 months.
Yeah?
And
first time here today?
Yeah, this is my first time. This is my first competition.
Yeah, how's it feel?
It feels pretty good. It's a little warm out here, but
yeah,
I think I can handle it.
All right.
And here we have some highlights of the amateur street competition. You know, inline skating is one of the most popular sports. It has been for many years, and aggressive skating is one of the most popular aspects of that sport because you can just get out there and do it anywhere.
Very easy. You strap on some skates, and as soon as you get proficient on your skates, you take an interest in jumping down a set of stairs or maybe hopping up on top of a rail, and that's where these guys are, even these young kids.
And evidence of that is that these guys came from all over the country just to compete in this AM competition at the ASA Pro Tour. It provides a venue for these competitors to get out and show their stuff, and there's AM competitions starting up all over the world now. These are big obstacles for these little guys.
One of the best of the day was Neil Seymour, a 15-year-old from Illinois. He came out skating very strong, doing some of the most technical street tricks that are out there right now.
Absolutely, and for an amateur to come out and show stuff like that manual to set slide down the transition, that's impressive.
A manual is basically a heel wheelie, and a set slide is very similar to sliding sideways on your wheels, just like that.
Does it again, trying to show his stuff to the judges. With the AMs, they're pretty much scored the same as the pros, with, I think, a little consideration for the level of difficulties these big ramps present to these little guys.
And a nice top sole. Got his body all the way up over the pipe, the coping on top of the ramp, locked onto his heel, and slid all the way across the top of the ramp.
You'll notice that the street course consists of some pretty big ramps, some of them 3 feet, some of them up to 7 feet tall. And these guys have to climb, especially in the Chicago heat, to get up on top and keep their speed up. Aggressive skaters use little wheels that are pretty hard, and they don't allow for really smooth riding like the average inline skater uses.
And a nice 360 on the street course. Neil skates like he has a lot of experience, almost pulling off a sole grind to finish his run-up.
Taking a look back, that launch over the pyramid to that heel manual and the set slide down the transition. Very smooth.
And here, with small wheels and all, he got a lot of speed and went almost all the way up the entire wall ride. And on top, Neil Samar takes home a pair of brand new skates to show his mom, followed by Justin Hertel, Chris Lee, Aaron Durand, and Kevin McIntosh. A great turnout from all of the AMs.
Hey, the skaters are going off. I'm sure you agree, especially under the heat here in Chicago. No blues going on, just a lot of exciting action, so don't miss it.
From the team that brought you Jock Rock and Jock Jams, ESPN and Tommy Boy present Jock Rock Volume 2. Yeah. Even more of the greatest crowd rockin' sports anthems of all time. Jock Rock Volume 2. Available in record stores everywhere.
Are Saturday nights worth the trouble? You know, like deciding what to wear, making small talk,
shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad,
finding something fun to do, and that awkward goodnight kiss. Maybe you'd rather just stay in with HBO Saturday nights. With a brand new to HBO movie every Saturday night, guaranteed, we're your perfect date. HBO, simply the best.
Later on SportsCenter, we'll preview the first Indians trip to the World Series since '54. Harold heads north of the border to join his third team in a year. And all of tonight's action from the ice. SportsCenter, 11 Eastern.
A lot of hot street action here in Chicago at the 1995 ASA Pro Tour. Right now, some new faces are making their way into the top 8. And B. Harden right now reigns on top.
And here comes B, about to drop in on his pro street final. Getting some speed for a big air. Nice mute grab across the box.
He's skating rather conservatively, doing what he does well, and that's all he really needs to do to pull off a win, is just stick every trick.
You can see him going for a very similar run to his prelim runs. Again, with the same 360, fakey-fakey over the pyramid.
Little wall ride, almost lost it there. And a front side grind to a 360 in. Fantastic trick.
Great move. With the Royale front side down the rail, Royale being, instead of just a standard front side, the back foot coming in and turning to match the front foot as he slides down the rail. Very difficult maneuver.
And that's a switch stance front side. You notice he raised his hand and waved it. That's so the judges know he was doing it his unnatural direction.
B is really showing his exhaustion here in this Chicago heat on this weekend. Plus the rough street surfaces really combined to make for a tough event.
And a nice X grind, landing on both soles of his feet, crossing his legs.
The Chicagoland looking beautiful in the background. B pulls a mute. It's a late 180, that maneuver. The late turn right at the last second before he lands makes it very difficult and very dangerous.
And here's B's fakie to fakie 360. Starts backwards, finishes backwards, and a nice grab 360 rotation in the middle. And here, this is called textbook perfect sole grind. Jumps up on top of the rail, puts all of his weight on the sole foot. His back foot sticks the landing. And here, a nice grab. Boom, late 180 at the last moment, twists around.
That was, wow, you're tired. That was a ripping run, dude. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, yesterday I surprised myself. I came in first place over the preliminaries and had to come in. Never been in this position before. I knew that it was playing mind games with me because I was in first place and I was still a lot of pressure of what I had to do. But I just sat down and told myself that I'm becoming a better competitor every day, you know. So I have to look at it like that. If I finish first or if I finished 8th, I know that I've improved myself from the last time I competed. I'm looking at that aspect, and I came out with a really very good solid run. And I'm just, like I said, I've improved since the last time I competed, so I'm really happy with my run.
Yeah, I've noticed it too, man. Your improvement has been noted, and I think that's in the first place finish with the prelims, as well as this really awesome run. So,
thank you very much.
Tom Fry dropping in, an exciting skater, showing his stuff right off the bat with that spinning move over the launch box.
A nice 540 to start things off, and a little transfer over the pyramid.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom is a really powerful skater. He's from Australia, where they have ramps all over the place for free for skaters to use, so it really helps these Australians perform in these events.
Tom brings a lot of experience to aggressive skating, both on street and on the half pipe.
Oh!
Right there, he was attempting a sole grind on top of the wall. Couldn't quite get enough speed for it.
And actually adding maneuvers, spinning maneuvers on everything that he enters and exits. It's incredible, really changing up these tricks that are normally difficult maneuvers for the average competitor.
The judges are out here looking for difficulty, style, creativity.
And oh, that miss on the sole rail will really cost them. This heat must be getting to these competitors. And another miss. This is incredible. Tom is a really technical skater and very consistent, not usually missing this many tricks in a run. The judges are also looking for consistency. That is a consistent sticking of all the tricks. And Tom is, wow, with another miss, not quite doing it, but here he goes back and lands it and really pulls it off. That was nice.
And a beautiful frontside grind, brought it around to fakie, or backwards, and finishes with a nice backflip. And here's Tom in the air, total control, 1.5 full rotations. That's a 540.
Beautiful, and here he comes next with a wall ride up this 15-foot high wall. Absolutely incredible, almost stalls and sticks the top, but a sweet re-entry.
And finally, jumps up and a beautiful frontside grind down the rail, brings it in backwards.
Tom, man, that was a pretty technical run. You mixed it up a lot, man. What was going on? What were you thinking about?
I don't know. I was thinking about a lot of things. And I just trying to make the best of what's out there. Trying to do new stuff.
You're always
doing
new stuff. That's great.
Yeah, I like to do stuff that no one does. Just like to skate for fun and have a good time.
Well, it shows, man. That was a killer run. I think you can do pretty well.
Thanks,
Dayton Cooper-Smith on the street course with a fast, big launch over the box to start.
Dayton skating with a lot of speed here. A switch stance frontside to a regular frontside grind. Very difficult.
Changing his direction, that's going to give him some high scoring points.
And a nice backside grind on top of the top rail.
Re-entering on the transition, that's smooth.
He is just linking trick to trick to trick, raising his hand, letting everyone know that that was his switch stance direction. That means his unnatural direction. That's not the way he normally does it.
Making it more difficult as well as higher scoring.
And a nice 360 over the box.
Super solid run so far. Let's hear it for Dayton Cooper, 16 years old, out of Northern California.
Dayton's taking his time. So far, every single trick has been absolutely clean. That's what the judges are looking for. Nice little late 180.
Right into a backside rail.
And that was switch stance. And a switch Mizu grind.
Dayton doing practically his whole run switch stance is going to give him some incredible score here. Climbing up to the top of the ramp, lost a little speed on that rail.
And a nice backside grind, couldn't quite pull it. But Dayton with a very solid run, not the most spectacular, but very technical. Beautiful mute grab over the box.
Lands in the downside of the box to maintain his speed that sends him right into his next trick.
And here, a switch stance frontside grind, jumps up off the rail to a regular frontside grind.
Very impressive.
And Dayton, when he goes big, he goes really big, and that was a huge 360 over the box.
You went nuts, bro.
Flawless. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that was so nice. I mean, you mixed it up on the rails, and you hit every one of the obstacles. What were you thinking of? Did you plan this out or something?
I planned, but I just wasn't thinking. I was just skating.
Just skating.
Having fun. Flawless.
All right, man. It showed. That was a rip and run.
And with big airs and a technical run, everything landed. Dayton Coopersmith comes out on top with B. Love Harden in second, Tom Fry in third, Hamish McRae in fourth, John Robinson rounding off the top five.
Go ahead, scream, act a little crazy. Get it off your chest.
Oh, kick, don't sit down and shut up.
That's it. Now you're into the hysterical, in-your-ear spirit of Turf Talk.
What is Turf Talk anyway? The 100 greatest sound bites ever.
Turf Talk is the video that won't shut up.
Get your ass in gear. They're going to tear you up, baby five.
Scary. It's the NFL's 100 greatest sound bites of all time. The best bites in the history of the NFL.
Oh, excuse me, buddy. You okay?
Get them all with Turf Talk. Plus, you also get this incredible SI luminescent sports watch.
Oh, did you see that?
Both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated, the magazine that gets you into sports like no one else.
Don't let this Turf Talk fool you. We are highly trained professionals.
I don't care if my pants fall down.
Call this toll-free number now.
Well, thank you. Give my best to Nancy.
And get Turf Talk, the 100 all-time top sound bites.
Think you know. Watch your fake! Watch your fake! But you don't know. Please flicker! And you never will. Watch everything!
It's free from Sports Illustrated.
You okay? You okay?
Call now, and you'll also get this great-looking SI Sports Watch. With its genuine leather band, scratch-resistant crystal, and sweep second-hand time, you won't believe it's free. Plus, turn out the lights. It glows. Get it free when you order 54 issues of Sports Illustrated, including the famous swimsuit issue, for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Call now.
Hey, Dave! Hey, Billy!
Order for yourself or someone else.
Douglas!
And get Turf Talk.
I love it!
And your great SI watch.
You look good. You feel good.
Both free from Sports Illustrated. There is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Wow, Lester, a frat party. Cool. Hi, ladies. We're with ESPN.
College Game Day? The college football studio show? Hey, we should have told him we know Chris Berman.
Welcome back to the ASA Pro Tour here in Chicago. I'm Eric Launders with my co-host Mark Shays. We just saw some pretty exciting street action. These guys went off. Mark, what did you think?
A lot of heat out here, rough pavement, very fatigued skaters, but they did come out skating strong. However, some of them did pay the price.
Okay, there's Steve Cairo from Melbourne, Australia with a soul grind down the rail, and Dayton Coopersmith with a soul grind. Dayton Coopersmith has 58mm 90A FR wheels on the outside. Steve has a very similar setup. He has 63mm 88A FR wheels on the outside. They're both using Senate wrenches, which are a pre-grooved metal grind plate. Here you've got the Scribe grind plates. They're made out of plastic and pre-grooved. They're very good as well for planners as well as rails. You've also got the blunt grind plates, which are out of Australia. They're a pre-grooved metal grind plate. They're made out of steel. They've got a higher groove than the Senate plates, so it all depends on what style you skate as to which plates you will prefer. Here on the rollerblade tarmac, you have the other form of grind plate, which is the undercarriage grind plate. As you can see, it goes right underneath the whole skate. And the hyper midgets, which can be used for grinding, they're a lot smaller. They're 88A 56mm hardness, which means that they can be used for grinding and for skating around the streets.
The half-pipe competition's coming up. A half-pipe is a large U-shaped ramp with a transition up to a vertical wall ending in a coping. These competitors will do slide tricks, inverted tricks, and airs up to 10 feet above the ramp. In the pipe for his run is Tom Fry.
The judges are looking for style, creativity, and difficulty. Each skater has 3 runs, and the low score is thrown out. Tom, already having some solid skating runs, decided to have a little bit of fun.
Showing the judges backflip after backflip. Definitely a lot of skill involved, but doesn't do too well for the score.
Tom having a little bit of fun here. That's a tucked front flip 180. Not an easy trick. And he linked about 8 of them in a row. And here, Tom with a beautiful indie grab, reaching up with his bottom arm, pulling his feet down. And here, that front flip, twisting 180.
Hamish McRae from New Zealand dropping into the half pipe, starting off with a big mute grab.
16 years old. Hamish came over for the first time to the United States. It's been his dream to come over and skate in the Pro Tour. He finally has the opportunity here.
Hamish is really linking his tricks together nice, and oh, almost with a fall there. That might hurt him on the score, because you know the judges are looking for consistency as well as style and creativity.
And that's not going to help a whole lot either. Each skater has 60 seconds to put together about 15 to 20 tricks, back to back to back. And they're looking for clean runs. They don't want to see skaters falling. They want to see them linking a lot of tricks. They want to see creativity, and they want to see big air and difficulty.
You know, sometimes you'll see these skaters take a break at the top of the ramp. It's because of the exhausting heat that's going on here in excruciatingly difficult half-pipe runs.
And Hamish with a very solid air to start off his run. And on the approach, notice he tucks his head down, almost pulls it off, couldn't quite find the ramp with his feet.
Looking for that Nick twist.
All right, Cesar Moore up on the ramp, dropping in to show us his stuff. Cesar is a Australian known for very high lofty airs, and there he pulls back a nice one.
This is Cesar's first time to the States competing, and he is very worthy. One of the top skaters in the world doing some very technical, difficult tricks.
Coming out of the Extreme Games with a second place finish, he's really on top here coming into this event.
And that inverted 720.
Signature Cesar Moore move. You might notice that in the flat bottom, he turns 180 really quickly.
And that is a 900. That's 2.5 full body rotations. Very quick and very difficult.
Cesar comes from a background in Australia of having a ramp right in his backyard, so he gets a lot of practice out there. I know he's a favorite in his hometown. All right, Cesar approaching lofty air 6 feet high over the ramp. And here he approaches fakie, going into a spinning move, grabbing behind his feet, 900. That's 2.5 full rotations. All right, with Manuel Belair's dropping in and starting off with some lofty airs. Manuel also hailing out of Australia with a Gumby.
The Australians dominate on the half pipe for the most part. With tricks like that, a huge 720, that's 2 full rotations, and he does it very high.
Sliding across the coping on both walls.
Locking onto the coping, that's a soul grind. Couldn't quite keep it in. So he's going to pull out and drop right back in.
Now, coming out on that sole is going to hurt him a little bit for difficulty or consistency. Where's that going to affect him, Mark?
Basically just in, you know, landing the tricks. If you can't land the tricks cleanly, that comes off on style.
Manuel seems to be landing everything else pretty cleanly. He's looking a little tired, though. And it shows. All right, approaching the wall and turning inside his normal rotation while spinning an alley-oop 720. Here he comes up, a low maneuver across the coping, sliding backside.
I'm Mark Shays, and we'll be back with more of the ASA 1995 Pro Tour.
GMC's mission in designing the 95 GMC Jimmy? Combine the strength of a GMC truck with the ride and comfort of a car. At Bedingfield GMC, they know when you walk around one of the many in-stock, newly designed Jimmys, you'll know it's a truck. But when you drive it, you'll wonder who put the car inside this GMC truck. And now Bedingfield GMC has their best selection of the year with 2- and 4-door Jimmys ready for immediate delivery at 95 closeout prices. Bedingfield Buick GMC Trucks BMW.
Menards has hundreds of refreshing ideas for your home, including a great selection from American Shower and Bath. Choose from 2 styles of corner showers, complete with base, walls, and door, just $268 each. Brighten your walls with paneling from ABT Co. On sale now in many beautiful styles, perfect for any room. Decorator paneling is just $10.67 a sheet. Menards has more ways to decorate your home.
Save big money at Menards.
Tomorrow at 9 Eastern, Danielle Nicholson battles Jesse Ferguson in a 10-round heavyweight bout. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
Later on SportsCenter, we'll preview the first Indians trip to the World Series in '54. Harold heads north of the border to join his 3rd team in a year. And all of tonight's action from the ice. SportsCenter, 11 Eastern.
I'm Mark Shays. We're back in Chicago with more half-pipe skating.
Skating for Roses out of New York, New York. Eitan Kramer starting off big with a shifty and a mute.
Eitan goes huge. He has a very clean style. Clean meaning he doesn't flap his arms in the air. He's got a lot of control.
Smooth is the name of the game when Eitan's on the ramp, as you can see in these spin moves that he re-enters really late.
Eitan's only 17 years old. This is, however, his second year skating in the Tour.
Doing a nice job of linking these tricks together.
Nice sole grind, a backside grind. Taking some street tricks and putting them on the half pipe.
Now these skaters gain extra points when they start with one slide and change to another in the middle.
Anytime a skater can up his difficulty, it's going to count with the judges. And Eitan approaching the 360 here with lots of speed, spinning all the way around, getting set and landing perfectly. And here he grabs a beautiful invert, gets upside down, plants his hand on the coping.
Dropping in is Jess Darrenforth out of England. His competitors come from all over the world, and Jess is known for his smooth style.
Jess now resides in Southern California. He's been doing this an awful long time. One of the original members of Team Rollerblade back in the day, now skating for Roses. He's having a very solid run. Attempting a switch stance frontside grind. It's very difficult to go against your natural direction. Couldn't quite stick it.
Kind of hung up there in the coping. You'll notice that as these competitors slide across the coping, occasionally it doesn't always work because it's a pretty difficult maneuver.
And he went down as well on the fakie 540. That's 1.5 full body rotations.
Coming up with the slow-mo, Jess goes for a nice air, pretty lofty over the camera. Setting up on the opposite wall, here he comes for that frontside slide, and you'll see him hang up there. Have to jump back into the ramp to a knee slide. And another Australian on top of the ramp dropping in, Steve Cairo starts off with a nice invert.
Steve does not go super big, doesn't do the huge airs, but he does know how to use the whole ramp. He makes the most of 30 feet of width in the ramp. And he's doing a nice job here linking tricks. Nice little invert. And an invert to fakie. That means he held his invert, brought it all the way around backwards.
Spinning, inverts, grind maneuvers on the coping, all these things combine together to help these guys increase their score in the eyes of the judges.
And that was a very nice grind, and here as well, a nice frontside grind. Nice extended inverted 720. That's 2 full body rotations in the air, completely upside down. Oh, and a McFlip attempt almost pulls it off.
Here Steve sets up, going for that extended 360 in the air.
And here, tucks his head down, spins around, very nice.
Extending these moves is really difficult. And after the first 2 of 3 runs, Eitan Kramer comes out on top with Cesar Mora, Tom Fry, Manuel Balearis, and Jess Darrenforth rounding out the top 5.
We'll be back with more crazy skating after this.
Something happens when you read the Wall Street Journal every business day. You start seeing opportunities where you never saw them before. See for yourself. Subscribe now to the Wall Street Journal, and you'll see that the Journal keeps you right at the heart of what's going on in business. Who's news, what's news, and how it affects you, with trends, analysis, and information to help sharpen your perspective. No matter who you are or what you do, you'll find insights and inspirations in the Journal. So when you make decisions, you'll see the forest and the trees. Call now for the Wall Street Journal, and you'll get your free guide to planning your financial future. Over 170 pages of facts, figures, and information you need to start planning a secure future right now. Get 10 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just $38 and get the guide free.
Call now, 800-376-2800. That's 800-376-2800.
Once upon a time, football was in black and white. Played in the back It's a whole new ball game on ESPN2, and it's a whole new attitude at Northwestern, where the Wildcats are entertaining Rose Bowl hosts. This week, quarterback Steve Schnurr leads Northwestern against the Badgers in a Big Ten brawl. Wisconsin takes on Northwestern Saturday at 12:30.
Dropping in for his final run to show these judges what he's got. Manuel starts off with some lofty airs to see if he can take home a title here.
Manuel is going huge. That's far overhead. A beautiful 540 followed by a 720.
Linking those spins together, back to back. Impressive.
Nice backside grind. Cess slide entry in backwards. Manuel's a master on a ramp. He knows how to really link tricks.
That soul grind to fakie re-entry, changing the different kinds of entries or exits from these tricks that you would normally find from the standard trick really helps in their point scores.
Nice sad plant to fakie. A one-handed invert reaching across his body and coming in backwards.
Looking tired from the Chicago heat. Incredible, but a powerful run by Manuel.
There we go.
Here he goes. His run's almost done.
A couple of very technical invert tricks.
With a cess slide, a signature Australian move.
And a very solid run.
And he is exhausted.
Emmanuel here with a huge 540 air. Well overhead high, always looking over his shoulder. And here a very solid invert. Nice, stalls it out and back in.
It was just mind-blowing. What were you thinking about? You just put whatever you had together?
I don't know, I just ate food and I haven't eaten. That's basically, I'm really tired. I haven't eaten all day. I tried to find some food earlier. Everything was closed. Just drank water and sorry, I'm just tired.
That's okay, man. Incredible run by Manuel Baleares.
With a number 10 on his helmet, representative of the soccer team back in Australia, Cesar showing that he's a true athlete.
Cesar's got a lot of endurance when he's on a ramp. And that right there was a huge backflip.
Known for his spinning moves, Cesar's coming out strong with them right away.
Nice invert.
Going for the stall with the spinning re-entry. Cesar's drifting across the ramp. Getting his grind maneuvers out of the way, trying to build up those points.
And a nice sad plant to fakie. Very nice one-handed invert, brought it over backwards. And there's his 720 McTwist. He makes it look so easy, and he follows it up with a 900. He's got to be happy with that.
Cesar really thinks about his runs and links things together as best he can think of.
A variation on the 720 McTwist. Gets upside down, rotates twice in the air. Cesar goes very big here. The nice express air. And this is something you don't see any other skaters doing. He goes up full air, then lays out a nice backflip. And here, his signature 720 McTwist. He makes it look so easy.
Smooth run, man. I mean, I liked it. How did you feel about it?
I don't know.
Little tired right now. Let's give him a breather. Hold on. You know, you're up there putting together a lot of different moves, really putting like combinations back to back. I mean, you always keep your runs really tight in terms of your tricks, right out one after the other, instead of a lot of setup airs. Is that a style, or is that something that you plan?
You gotta do it. You gotta plan that, because if you do too many warm-up walls with nothing, you lose points. You don't get as many tricks in, and it doesn't look as good. You keep them back to back, looks beautiful. If you land everything, and you get all the points.
Eitan Kramer up for his final run. He's going to need a tremendous score to beat Manuel and Cesar.
And a pretty solid start. He's going very smooth and very high.
Getting very lofty off the beginning with that rocket air high over the cameraman.
And a shifty air, rotating his body around, but keeping his feet up in the air.
A lot of these skaters have their own signature moves, and the mute grab late 360 is one you'll see Eitan pull quite a bit.
Nice soul grind, a 360 in, incredibly difficult.
Getting those inverts out of the way.
He's definitely linking his tricks very well. And a nice backside grind. That's a fakey air. And that's going to end his run. And here, Eitan going up for a huge mute air. Almost out of control. He went so high. And Eitan, beautiful approach, nice mute air, and a late 360. Held it, and then twisted around at the last moment. And here, locks onto the coping on his back foot. That's a soul grind and a 360 in. The judges are going to love that.
Eitan Kramer with a rip and run. Dude, that was really smooth. You put everything together nicely. What was going on? Did you plan it, or were you just trying to go as you figured out?
Going whatever flowed. Usually tricks leading to others, and luckily most of them did, but it's tiring. And it's kind of hard to do big tricks after you're 20, 30 seconds or so. You're already heaving. You can't do anything big, but it's hard.
All right, very cool. Great run, man. Eitan Kramer with a really high run, pretty lofty, and really got everyone out here pretty excited. So I think you're going to do pretty well today, man. Take it easy. A tremendous run that lands him in second, close behind Cesar Mora, who takes it home in the Vert Pro Finals. Manuel Balearis close behind in third. You'll notice that the top three scores are within 1 point of each other. Jess Darren fourth and Tom Fry rounding out the top 5 for a great day of aggressive skating here in Chicago.
You've probably seen commercials for siding from Sears. How dramatically it can change the appearance of a home and keep it looking new without ever painting again. Then you've also seen how expertly Sears can permanently cover eaves and overhangs too. How siding from Sears ruggedly stands up to wear and tear and weather at its worst. You've seen where Sears quality starts with thick Dow styrofoam insulation under the siding. Now you should see something else. This free, informative siding video. Call toll-free today and ask for your copy. There's absolutely no obligation. This helpful video shows you in greater detail why siding from Sears is the right choice when you want to forget the work and expense of scraping and painting your home once and for all. You also hear firsthand from satisfied customers all over the country why Sears is the best choice for premium vinyl siding. Call for your free siding video now and get the whole story from Sears, the most trusted name around the house.
So, Eric, you can pass, you can skate, you can hit, you can score. Is there anything you can't do?
Yodel?
So that wraps up the competition in Chicago under some incredible heat.
The Australians, incredible job. Cesar Mora, first place. Manuel Balearis, third place. Very nice showing by those guys. Also, on street, the young gun, he is a veteran to competition, however, Dayton Coopersmith, grinding his way all the way to first.
And these guys are going to be showing their stuff again on the second stop of the 1995 ASA Pro Tour. It'll be in Long Beach, California. For ESPN, I'm Eric Launders.
And I'm Mark Shays.
We'll see you there.